This is Hardy Brute with another run of Garden of Witches, Chapter 2. Our attack has increased quite a bit. We started off at 10 attack, around 50 HP, and now we're at 90 HP, 34 attack. We have 2 dashes, and we also have a revive. So let's see how it goes. From each chapter to chapter, the game sort of progresses, story-wise and ability-wise. Fienna, you're not acting like yourself. Where's the Fienna I know? Let's try the fireball and see how that goes. If you remember in the first chapter, she was always indulging a little bit too much in her special drink. And now that she's clear-headed and sober, people are concerned that she's acting completely different. So let's get our second main ability. A butterfly walk, a needle shot. I like to try the sewing wheel. It's a continuous damage spell that sort of spins in place. It looks really cool, but I'm not really sure how much damage it actually does. So it slowly cures damage, but it's only doing about 80. But we haven't upgraded it, we haven't added any passives to it, so we'll see what happens to it. And let's get the increased damage to Fireball. It already does almost 400 damage, and it's instant, and it's ranged. It's almost as good as our snip ability from our last run. So let's remove the thread, because I don't think I'm going to play with that mechanic. And let's try to focus on the burning aspect. Let's see how much damage over time we can do, and how much bursting flat damage we can do. But our spinning blade should do a lot of just consistent damage. To the point when our auto attack should fall off. And these are new enemies as well. I still really like how telegraphed their abilities are. Let's go into the burn. 30%. And for now, I'd like the cooldown over the increased damage, because cooldown is just always good. And this is the free heal, or passive. Let's use our reroll, we only have one. And let's get the burn. I assume the fireball has a natural burn, but most abilities you have to add it on as a passive. Also, we're fighting Abigail, the Scarecrow Agriculture Witch. She provides the bread for the tea party. Oh, what's wrong? Something has changed. Are you the real Fienna? But this is too much even for you. Can you at least wash your face before the tea party? Fienna is not very nice when she's sober. I'll bury you under the soil and muck. So let's see how much life she has this time. She has double the life she had last time we fought her at least. She only had about 600 the first time. The burn damage is pretty cool. It's the big yellow bar. So it takes time to trigger, but it shows you how much damage you're going to do with it. And in Chapter 1, that was the end. Now she's starting an entire Phase 2. She's summoning units as well. I'm not sure if I have to kill all the pumpkins. And she healed all the way to max, I see. You have to fight each of the witches before the tea party, and then fight the final witch. This game is a big fan of doing the little circle, and then the outer circle as well. I do not like that triple attack, it's really hard to dodge. The cooldown on our dodges is not adequate right now, for how many things we have to dodge. We do heal a little bit room from room, but it's only 2 to 4 HP. I wonder if there's going to eventually be a third and a fourth phase, because there's at least 6 chapters planned. What's wrong with you, Fienna? Why would you speak to Abigail like that? I'd like to slice her head off. I'd like the old Fienna back too. So our scissor damage is added to the fire. Well, let's actually try the crows. Every 2 seconds when it's hitting something, we could spawn a crow, which is just more damage. I'm more interested in the burn damage over time than the direct burst damage. And I'm not 100% sure what the crows do, so it'd be interesting to check those out. Who do I spy with my little eye? Come on, Ansel. Goodness me, what is this assault on the eyes? Who would decorate their realm like this? Come join us on the main stage. Hurry, chase after them. Alright, alright. She is much more formal and strict when she's not on the sauce. Sewing wheel burns, nice. I didn't know the wheel could burn. I think all the skills can probably get the traits. The only trait we don't have is the needles right now, which spring out and attack the enemy, and then they do damage over time. It's kind of like a delayed effect. But the main reason I got rid of that is because I'm pretty sure the fireball wouldn't benefit from that. Scissor damage to the fireball? Or are we going to the flowers? I think we're just going to get the burst. I don't want to go into too many different traits at the same time. And the scissors is a main passive, so it's your basic attack upgrades. While the right one is a passive skill, which can affect all your upgrades. So I'm going to go for the passive skill. We're still doing about 500 damage with the fireball, just straight up. And that's not including the burn damage. You can see the little yellow life bar though from the spinning scissor. Blood, cooldown, spell damage, just look at the cooldown. We want to stack as much burn as possible, and then let's get the spell damage. Increase spell damage by 10%. The game added 2 phases, and it also added traits, so once you get a certain number of burns or cooldown, then you'll get another ability as well for free. Increase the burn to 90%. That is perfect. Also, the fireball burn amount increases by 100%. That'd be really good to get later. And now we have 3 burns, and our burn damage increased by an additional 100%. That was one of the trait activations. 100% is a lot, especially when we only increased it 30%. This page doesn't belong here. Well, whatever. The narrator is actually the cat in our lodge too. Protect the treasure chest. This is interesting. So the better I protect it, the more passives I get. I can get up to 3 passives. Ooh, 588 now. That's from the spell damage increase. And the burn itself increased as well. They just die before the burn activates. It's taking a little bit of damage. We might be able to do it though. Nice, 3 passives, that's really strong. That really wasn't that hard. But we have a lot of area effect for that. So we could increase the crows or the charge. Charging turns into multiple uses of a skill. Cooldown, I want cooldown for sure. And probably spell damage. Crow's going to be our last trait that we're going to go for if we have extra choices. Because we are primarily a burn build. And we'd like to do more spell damage and cooldown for that. And now we're up to 120% extra burn. Nice. We're almost maxed out on burn. I know it goes to at least 8 because we have the scissors, the fireball, and that one more burns to get. You're amazing, Syl. You made it all the way in one go. Or are you just desperate to get us to the tea party? We want one thing and one thing only. They're really obsessed with me, those 2 girls. Now this thing has a lot of area effects and it attacks pretty fast too. And that's you, Syl. Aw, they do care. Ooh, look at that burn damage. That yellow bar is huge. And my spinning blade is just adding to it too. Is he gonna die instantly when the yellow bar fills? Ooh, we're already at 2/3 dead, and we don't heal a lot from round to round. So I have to wait for the burn to kill him. But it's still not that bad. So we had 4.3k, and that was just his first phase. That is definitely how this game gets hard, is the damage kind of compounds and grows after each fight until you fight the main boss. That is a lot of burn damage. Once again, he's almost dead just from burn. Now I just kind of have to avoid his abilities. Ooh, they're helping out this time. They're throwing little bombs. We're definitely going to have to start taking some of the health instead of the passives if you want to actually get to the final boss. Well, that wasn't so bad. We still did take quite a bit of damage. Alas, our new maid. Looks like we have to sew her back up. You see, Fiona is 100% clear-headed. She's always been drinking her concoction of honey and venom. The normal Fiona we all know and love is always intoxicated. Yeah, I gathered that as much. We need to get it done. So they came up with a plan to put honey in the tea party because everybody's sharing food. When casting Fireball, up to 3 summoned crows are removed, and the cooldown is decreased for each crow. It says up to, and at the moment our Spinning Blade summons 1 crow every 2 seconds. So we don't have a ton of crow generation, but hopefully that'll work out for us. In Chapter 1 there was 2 more bosses after this, and we might have to fight her as well. The Flower Witch. Ooh, another burn skill. Fireball does 100% more burn. Nice, that yellow bar is going to be huge. At this point, it should do more damage than its initial 600 or so. So it did 640 flat damage and 1200 burn damage. The burning is kind of insane. It's definitely one of the strongest talents and skills I've seen so far. Flat instant burst is really good, but burning seems like a lot of potential damage if you can survive. Max charges +1 or a little more damage. I'd rather spin out 2 spinning blades. Ooh, and the synergy? It made all of my skills have an additional charge. So now I can throw out 2 fireballs. That is OP. And we can throw 3 spinning blades. The synergies are really strong. I do hope that they add synergies in for having 3 spells, 3 charges, 3 burns, like cross synergies, not just individual types, because those are great, but it just buffs what you're already buffing. But if my crows could start burning, if I could get more, every time I use a spell I get more damage or something, things like that would be really interesting. So let's pick the spell damage and get the spell Rampage. It also gives us 10% extra damage on top of everything. So every time we crit, which happens every 3rd attack, we will gain a separate multiplier of 30% bonus damage to spells. Increase the burn to max, let's go. We only have 2 more burns to get. And we're at 7, so we might get another talent passive at 8, the max amount. And the last synergy we got for burn was 100% extra fire damage, which is a lot. So I can't even imagine what the level 8 is going to be, because we already do a lot of burn. The 3 spinning blades is OP, especially because they're tracking. I can just set it and forget it and just walk away, and it kills pretty much everything. It's you get the cooldown, decreases it by 2 seconds. That's a decent amount. I don't really care about the flat damage that it's doing. I'm more concerned that it's applying even more burn for me. This is usually the part of the game where these black little spiders actually have quite a bit of health, and they're kind of like meat walls. But our damage is just insane. Each fireball does at least 2,000 damage after its burn. Phew, that was close. We just made it here on schedule. I trust you're ready for the tea party. I've never seen you so lucid and graceful before. It's truly a pleasure. You're trying to turn her back into a wreck again. Then so be it. She's not very happy that we're going to try to trick her into drinking the honey. And back to the Spider Witch. Although she's technically the Flame Witch. Wow, look at the burn damage. It's more than half of her health is burning now. She's got almost 9k health. There's the flame. She's finally using the flame against us. Ooh, I do not like this. Now she is untargetable. She's not taking burn damage either. Our fireball does a lot of damage. Ooh, this is new. She's doing a lot of little laser beams. It's really easy to get hit by one thing and then get hit by most things. But you're also undamageable for the half second while you're dashing. So even if you're not in the safe zone, if you're dashing at the right exact time, you won't take damage. So we've done enough damage to kill her with burn. So we have to wait it out, or I can throw another fireball. Just the flat damage is a lot too. Ugh. We win. Looks like Nahatra is awake. I'll deal with this. You focus on getting the tea party ready. So we get to heal a little bit. We can get our last burn and see if we get a synergy for it. Every time we crit, do more fire damage. So our final synergy was at 5 or 6, which was the 100% burn. So it doesn't seem like there's a final synergy. Unless you need to get 8 in multiple categories. What kind of nightmare is she having this time? So it makes you wonder, is she the witch of nightmares? Of dreams? We're here definitely the witch of sewing. Ooh, there's a lot of explosions going on. The burning is already going insane. When you can throw 2 fireballs and they each do the burn and the flat damage, nothing else even matters. So that was the first phase. We did, I think, 5,000 in burn damage. Or is she the Witch of Darkness? Took the ripple damage there. But the first phase was pretty easy. What is this? Oh, how am I supposed to dodge that one? So now this is phase 2. She's almost 10k health again. With 2 fireballs and triple spinning blades. She's already dead from burn. Now I just have to live myself. So we took half damage that game. We really didn't do that bad. That was after a few attempts. This was my second or third attempt. Each time you fail, though, you get more currency, you get to upgrade your basic attack, which upgrades all of your spells as well. Because your damage for your base is the damage that scales for your spells. The tea party is completely off schedule. I'm so ashamed. I can't believe I was scolded by Fiona. The poor girl's in shock. She'll be thanking us soon. Let's get started. So we're the sewing witch. So we supply the linen. The flour witch brings us her brew. We've got pie this time. I think last time was a bread of some sort. And the devouring from the flesh witch. And the flame by the wax witch. I do think that the items change a little bit. But we still serve our same roles. And we saved a Hatra. And there she is, back to normal. I just think she could be the lunar or the darkness witch just because she always has that moon in her room. So now we unlocked the relic system. Ooh, there's a jeweled. So it curses you and then you benefit from it later. That'd be interesting. I wonder if they're going to add an additional phase as well, so 3 phases? Well, I hope you enjoyed. That was Garden of Witches Chapter 2. Later.